Hi all, right back, enemy action Kharkov, Soviet Solo, take 2, that's what I'm calling it. I did mess about and renamed the previous set of videos with in quotes practice in between, and then I took that away because I thought that was a bit cheeky, to be honest. So sorry if that's messed people about and they're like, what part is this? What is this? The practice was there and now it's not there. I just took that away because I thought it was wrong to call it a practice. That wasn't the intention. It was more a fail. That's what should have been put. Failure. Hopefully take 2 is going to be better. Now I left a wee bit of time. I uploaded that this morning, part 1, and I had a look over it myself as well. And yet, yes, I managed to spot a mistake myself, which I've put down in the comments. So we're going to fix that in a second. And I'm saying fix it, and hopefully everything's right with us, with these units moving and all these garrisons being placed because of the, moving out of the Soviet artillery zone, action step 3. Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's right, but there was something niggling me a little bit about it. But I did make a mistake over here, and it was actually they moved. I'm going to have to move them all back. I think it was this unit 417. I wrote it down. 417168. Yeah, that's the one there. Well, when I moved that one outside, I looked at getting into the woods. However, the other unit, well, I'm going to move these back anyway. Where was he starting? 0206. Yeah, it was here. So, and this guy was in here, and I moved him to here. Oops. However, I suppose I was jumping ahead thinking, right, he wants to be in the woods. He doesn't want to be in the clear hex, and he could have reached this clear hex, which I think is where he should go. Or, no, hang on, there or there. I think it's probably there initially, because he was the first one to move, selector number wise. But I jumped past, I mean, the preferences are not in dangerous ground, empty, and then C is not adjacent to a German unit. And it's D that's non-clear hex, so I should look at not adjacent to a German unit before. So I'll zoom in on things there a bit more. Yeah. So, yeah. Right, I had my phone plugged in there. Right, I'll hopefully got enough juice in it. I need to sort something better out. What I could do is put it on a bit of... Yeah, I'll work something out with that. It's not something you need to know about. Yeah, and I jumped ahead to step D for a non-clear hex before C, not adjacent to a German unit. So that was the priority, so it shouldn't have ended adjacent to a German unit. If it had another option, of course. And it did. So I'm going to put them back. So that one's moved back. So this one was 0205. Oh, he was 0205 as well. That's what it was, right? That's how they were. And yeah, so I'm going to fix that. So like I say, I've not recorded anything else. I put that up there. Haven't heard any replies yet. I mean, you would like to think the first impulse of the game, should probably get right, but there you go. I did make a little bit of a blunder there. Whether that's classed as a huge one or not, probably not, but it's still wrong, and it's still I could still just follow the rules and get it right. We know it's a complex game, but yeah, just take your time a wee bit, slow down a wee bit, Grant, and all should come good. So yeah, I haven't seen any comments. There's been maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 views of the video, so it's Martin, my worry. Yeah? He's the one. He's the one that'll spot it if it's there, for sure. Yeah, definitely. So okay, so well, let's get this guy moved properly then. So he's the next one in line. Ascending order. Not in dangerous round. Empty. Right. So he's 1-2 breaking zone of control. Well, hang on. We'll need to take these garrisons away as well, won't we? Temporarily. I think they'll all end up back there, but we need to get them out of the way first. So he can't move into here because it's zone of control, so he can go here or here. That would be 1-2, breaking zone of control. That would be 3-4 into there, and that would be him stopped, but he's adjacent to the German unit. So that's not where he wants to be if he can be not adjacent to a German unit. So 1-2, and then either 3 or 3, 3 into there, 4 into there, or 4 into there. This one's adjacent to German unit, this one's adjacent to German unit, so it's going to be one of these two, and this is the lowest selector number when it comes down to the tiebreakers, because we can't, the preferences don't pick, you know, not dangerous zone, empty, not adjacent to German unit, non-queer hex, that's it, non-queer hex is the last one. So my assumption is we look at the action tiebreakers, which A doesn't really is relevant, a hex that enables another German unit to trace supply, so that's not relevant. B is the lowest numbered hex. So he is going to move up into, what did I say, is it 108 here. So when he moves from here to here, he has moved from a position hex, he's vacated a hex adjacent to an empty position hex which isn't adjacent to a Soviet unit. So he leaves a garrison in that hex and then carries on with his move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's where he should be. Okay, so, and then right, how does that affect the other guys then? Because like I say, I had them in here wrongly. So 12 is next, so the same guy in 0205 again. So, well, in actual fact, pretty sure he's going to go with that one, isn't he? 1, 2, yeah, because all these are adjacent to German units. This hex is not going to be adjacent to a German unit. He can reach it. So 1, 2. Now, when he moves from here to here, he's vacating a hex that's adjacent to an empty position hex, which is not adjacent to a Soviet unit. And for the first time he does that, he leaves a garrison behind and then moves into there. And then the final one, well, he can move slightly further afield, or can he now though? Right, so he doesn't have zone of control to break. Just also looking about, we've got to make sure no restrictions are broken, and obviously the big one to look at is, are we ended up in dangerous round, or causing units in the same corps to be in dangerous, well, causing them to be dangerous round, because now they have had their action, they're not active anymore. But even when these have left these garrisons behind, then, you know, these units can't get through there. So 1, and then he could go 2, 3, 4, but he's going to be adjacent there. He could go here, he's adjacent to German unit. All these hexes are adjacent to a German unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You could go here, here, here. Oh, sorry, that's 2 through there, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, he can actually reach there by going 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he can reach here. Both of them are not adjacent, not in dangerous round. Here's the thing though. Oh no, he can't go there because that's adjacent to German units. So it's got to be one of these two. I think it's going to be this one again, because 0110, it's going to come down to the tiebreaker lowest numbered text. So, non-dangerous round, empty, not adjacent to German unit, non-queer hex. See, yeah, he doesn't have a non-queer hex that's not adjacent to a German unit, so yeah, so can't take that one on. Yeah, so I think he's going to go 1, 2, and then when he moves from here to here, he's going to leave a garrison there, and then 3, 4. And like I say, it would either be this hex or this hex, but this one's got the lowest hex number. Okay, so that feels better to me. I'm glad I did spend the time watching that video back. Just grabbing that in time before I've started my next. See, that's what I definitely need to try and do, is at least review the video myself, because quite often I do spot my mistakes. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the big ones from that first carry on, so I just need to be more careful, Grant. Be more careful. Right, okay, so I think that would have finished the impulse, so we're now going to go back and have another Soviet impulse, so let's see what we're going to do. Okay, there's a little reminder in my hand. Probably using that to deploy the Popov units. No mad rush that until I get the army card to activate them, really. So I'm as well doing something a wee bit more aggressive. Can't see a great use for this card. Maybe deploy the first card unit, but I can't see a great use for that. And not sure about the use of this at the moment. 69th Army, but this has got assault coordination. So I think I'm going to play the 6th Army card, and things kind of changed up there a bit because the Rouse units obviously moved away. So we've not got the end to concern ourselves, but I thought we could take care of this guy. That's about all they can really do though. Yeah, so I think I'll do that. I mean, that's got the Partisans combat tactic as its combat tactic, which was quite good. That was the one the defender needed to be in woods, town or city though, wasn't it? Okay, I think that's what I'm doing. Just a wee think myself. I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm gonna activate the 40th Army, and I'm going to move these units into here and use the 69th Army combat tactic to assault coordinate on this guy. This is the 3-step, 5-strength armoured unit, so it would be really nice to beat him up. He's going to be surrounded, and we're going to get all these units assault coordinated into the battle, and that seems pretty decent. I mean, 69th Army card, they're only all infantry anyway, so I don't feel like I'm wasting the card. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to play 40th Army card, and I'm going to activate all units in the 40th Army. And there is only 2 of them. There is one in the reserve units pile, but I think it's a bit of a waste to use that card to deploy him. So we're going to activate these 2, and remember these are both 3-step units. So, and then we're going to move 1 and then 2 into there. Another good thing about this is we'll be adjacent to this garrison, and then same with the next guy, he's just going to follow suit into there. We're going to attack this unit here, and we're going to play assault coordination. Right, I'll just put things like that for now. So we're going to play assault coordination, attacking here, which means all these units join the battle. Now remember, the 3rd tank were activated last turn, but this doesn't count as an activation for them. Assault coordination just brings units adjacent that haven't attacked this turn into the battle. So we've got all that coming in. So I've got 4, 8, 11, 13, 17, and R7 is 24. One short. That's annoying. I didn't count it up, to be honest. 8, 11, I'll just double check though. 13, 17, yeah, and 7. as a 24 to 5, so we're just one short of 5 to 1. That's rather annoying. Well, not much we can do about it. I mean, we're going to have pointy chip pools, but what was that NKVD? I mean, I don't want it. I don't really want to spend that on another combat tactic. NKVD. If attacking, if at least 5 combat chips are drawn, increase German hits by 1. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think we're just going to have to take a chance with us. I would have clearly liked to have had 5 to 1 odds. That seems to be a nice number. However, he is surrounded. He's going to lose a step when he retreats. He is 3 steps. So, okay, so how many chip pools? Well, both these are 3 steps, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 for the artillery's 10, 1 for the assault coordination's 11. So 4 to 1 odds with 11 chip pools. You happy with that, Grant? Nah, there's no way I was going to get 5 to 1 odds. It's not. I can't. I mean, it's only these 2 units I could move to bring in. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go with that. So let's see what the Germans get for combat tactic. And it's only from 2+ air power. But if drawn during combat and not applied, return to the deck and shuffle. So there's no air power applied, but we put this back in the deck and shuffle it up. So that's good at least. No, they've not got nothing to come and annoy us with. Right, and then we've got a minimum of 3 chip pools, remember, because these 3 steps. What do we need? We need D. Well, it'd normally be 5, but he's going to lose a step when he retreats 1, so we only need D4 out of 11 chip pools. So, right. Okay, well, here we go. Right, I'm going to draw. Well, it's a minimum of 3, so I'll get the 3. Okay, so there's our 3. Not great, really. That was the first one, but okay, I don't mind taking 1 hit out of it, I suppose, but nothing else to back it up. Fortunately, his air power didn't apply, or that would have been applied. So what are we going for then here? Ooh, this is a tricky one. I'm not sure. But I say we need D4. We've got D1. This was city or not supported on the front, and town woods are broken on the back, by the way, and it's a clear hex, so nothing doing there. I'm not sure what to take here. Okay, I think I'm going to go to 9, and I don't know. I've never been able to work out how you decide this one. I think when you first start playing the game, certainly when you first started playing Enemy Action Ardennes, you would just thought, well, I can draw 11, I'll just draw 11. Because it is tricky to decide. I mean, maybe I should just draw 11 here. You know, because, you know, as you draw them, you can say, oh, right, I wish I hadn't drawn so many, but it could go the other way. I could draw, the next 4 or 5 chips could be like this and not apply. Right, Grant, so what are you drawing? Well, I'll just draw the 11 then. 3, so what, that's another 8, isn't it? I feel that's too much, but you know what? I really do. Yeah, you do want to knock this guy out. Okay, I'll go all in. We'll go for the 11. Well, yeah, it was going okay, I suppose. I got a nice surprise at the end there, though. This was the last chit that I drew, and because we had our D4 by then, and I thought I picked it out, and I thought artillery again. Right, we've got overkill because I didn't realise this is an A-1 rather than a D1. which is nice because I drew this 4-1 shit, so we were taking 2 hits, and now we're only going to take 1. So that worked out really well. That's 3, 6, 11 chits, yeah. Yeah, none of these applied. Attacker command 5, which is, well, nice. That must be your top card to play, obviously. And our town was a broken image, city on the front again. Yeah, so good result. Yeah, so really happy with how that went, to be honest, and glad that I drew 11 chits. That artillery one was the last one, and you know, I needed to go to 11 to get D4, I think. Oh, possibly less, but how can you decide? Okay, so 4 hits to him. So he's a 3-step unit, so he is going to retreat. His only choice is into here. He retreats 1, and he's still in zone of control, so he takes a step loss. Down to 2 steps with 3 hits still to take. Have I made a blunder there? No, down to 3 steps. I'll get his replacement, to be honest, just to keep myself right. Down to 2 steps, Grant. Yeah. Down to 2 steps with 3 hits still to take. So then he retreats again, becomes dispersed, and then he's got 2 hits to take, which does indeed eliminate him. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that was really good. Happy with that. That's 2 of their units gone. And it's a pity about the other one, to be honest. He bugged out, didn't he? Pulled out, or whatever you want to call it. So we do have a hit to take ourselves, though. And it has to be on one of these guys, doesn't it? Well, not necessarily. It could be on one of these armoured units. That's a 4 to a 2. That's a 3 to a 2. Ooh. It's just, I'm reluctant to knock the 3-step units down because I know they're not ever going to be able to get back to that state. But I mean, we must have took. Did we take losses? Well, yeah, he's been replaced. Yeah, see, we've got a 1-step infantry there. So come replacement time, you've got to target your infantry. You've got to repair your infantry before you can repair any armoured units. And we always only get 1 replacement point. I think the Germans can get 1 or 2, but we always only get 1, I believe. Yeah, I don't want to do that, do I? So I'm going to reduce this guy. So we'll find his replacement. 309. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe once I've played the game a few times, I might find that was the wrong decision, but who knows. Okay, so advance after combat, we probably don't want it because we can only advance with these. Remember, these are all assault coordinated, and I don't think I need to move that into there, so I don't think we will. That was our hit taken care of, and I don't think we will advance after combat because I want to be staying adjacent to that garrison anyway, probably. There's no point going into there. If I could 2-hex advance, yeah, that would make sense. But okay, that's my impulse done. I used 2 cards up there, so I'm going to draw 2 back up to 5. So let's see what we get. 69th Army. Air powers, it's combat tactic. Alright, okay, that's a supplemental to activate all the units then. Special NKVD operations. Right, and there's a mobile group pop off. Full army 1, that's primary, our primary cards, so we want to get the reserves knocked out first, and then we'll maybe get an activation with them. So I'll probably want to do that next turn, probably get the next impulse, get the 2 reserves out. Just wanted to check what was it, NKVD? Operations. Until the end of the current game turn, all Soviet attacks may draw an additional combat ship, and combat ships listing NKVD are in effect. Okay. That's one of the ones that I'm going to have to actually use this turn, or we're not going to get the use of it at all. Because it's only applicable in turn 1 and 2, and it's a supplemental card, so this can't be in my hand next turn. Can't be in my draw pile, next turn. So I don't know. Maybe, but that means I've got deploy reserves, play a special event before I get to do anything else. That's another 2 impulses before I do anything, and the Germans are going to be doing their thing, Right, well, we can think about it anyway. Okay, so I'll get the next German impulse going. Okay, next German card impulse. Oh, hang on. Right, ready now. Okay, German impulse. Here we go. Okay, that's the 40th, isn't it? 40 Panzer Corps Kampfgruppe card. Deploy all. Yeah, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them, however. Pretty sure they're not getting deployed. We found this out in the previous part that well, their army area is within to this side of this line, and we need a Soviet unit proximate to a position hex within that area, and nothing's really moved or broken through here. The Rouse units did move back, but it's still not opened any gaps up for anything to get through. Even reaching this hex here, there's nothing, as you can see, that would be able to reach that. So pretty sure we're not deploying reserves. Just to be sure though, just have a quick look. So yeah, Soviet unit proximate to the hex. It's got to be an empty position hex or garrisoned. Hold on. Yeah. I was just something threw me there. Yeah, place unit in position hex meeting all criteria. Hex is empty or garrisoned, or is city hex occupied by only 1 step in the reserve unit's army area, which is his 1st Panzer army. So it has got to be this side of the line, south of this line. That's south. So no, there's yeah, well, that applies, but the big one is there's not a Soviet unit proximate to any of the hexes. So right, I'm not going to waste any more time with that. I'm pretty sure I have that one right. It's just when we start talking about dangerous round, that's when I go all to pot. Right, so turn 1 and 2 event, 1st Panzer Army delaying force. I think we came across this before as well, and I'm not right in saying it was the same sort of situation, needed to be proximate. German event, delaying force. So in the indicated German army area, place a detachment, right, it's not detachment, it's garrison, right, we know that, it's a mistake. Place a garrison in the empty position hex, and this is again in the army area, just zoom out a bit now to know what we're doing. It's in this army area, in German reserve supply, and a VP hex or within 5 hexes of a German unit into which a Soviet unit is proximate but not adjacent. So again, we can't do that. Because again, there's not a VP hex or within 5 hexes of a German unit and to which a Soviet unit is proximate but not adjacent. Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. Then the next command is from turn 5 onwards, so that's not going to happen. So activate the 40 Panzer unit with the most 40 Panzer units and its 2 hex radius, and all those units and all units stacked with those units. Well, actually, you know what? I think we might. Oh no, is it not got to be proximate as well to place an IP? Which I think that's new as well, isn't it? He's only got one unit on the map from that core. So I guess my thinking, I mean, no, he's not going to do that, is he? I was thinking, I looked at the hex he's in a clear hex, so he could build an IP, but which is the very old, well, second last step. Right. Do I really need to read through all these again? I'll need to move things a bit quicker. I mean, probably better pausing the camera and reading through it myself to find out, but there's not a Soviet unit going to be proximate to where he's wanting to try and go, I don't think. For the second step, well, first step's if behind Soviet lines, so that's not. Second one is move to empty or garrisoned VP hex to which a Soviet unit is proximate. Again, it's not a Soviet unit proximate to anything, so. Then quickly run through. If in 4th Panzer Armour Corps round, no. That's step 3. Step 4, if in dangerous around, no. Oh, draw action card. Well, yeah, we can do that. That's true. And I did come across one that was able to place a garrison that didn't have the proximity nonsense. So yeah, step 5, draw an action card and conduct action if possible. So here we go. Let's do that then. Deploy garrison, right. I think this one requires proximity as well. Right away, it's like to which a Soviet unit is proximate but not adjacent. So it's got to be one garrison, empty position hex, meets all criteria. In German reserve supply, within 3 hexes of a supplied active German unit. Oh, okay. I wonder if this was different then. Unless, I think this was the very first, it was the very first German command, and there'd been no breakthrough at all. You know, nothing had came through. But there could well be placements of garrison, because it's not specifying it needs to be over in that area, is it? So, place one garrison in an empty position hex meeting all these criteria in German reserve supply within 3 hexes of a supplied. Oh yeah, that's that's why it doesn't work. I knew it was something. I'm scratching my head there for a bit, like thinking it's supplied active German unit, Grant. So it has to be within 3 hexes of this guy here. And yeah, that's not happening. There's not a, I mean, there's this hex here and this hex here, but Soviet units aren't proximate to that. So, yeah, we're moving on past that as well. Yeah, it's not happening. Okay, so well, that's step 5. We weren't able to conduct an action on that card. However, step 6 is draw another one then if you've not done that. So we will try again. Strengthen. Oh, right. Well, I know this happened in the last game, but it was regarding the 3rd Corps units. This guy ended up moving into the city here. Is it possible this guy could do the same? Maybe. Might well be, if he's got the movement. Well, the situation is active unit in non-VP hex. Right, hang on. Let's bring it down and look at things together. So here's our unit, it's active. Non-VP hex, yeah, he's in a non-VP hex. Proximate to a VP hex occupied by at least one German step. So this is the only option. This is a German unit in a VP hex. Now, is he proximate to it? This could be the challenge. because he can't just go doom doom into there. He needs to go up and around, because this is zone of control from the Soviets here. So we need to go into this broken hex, which costs 2. However, he's also crossing the river, so that's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he is proximate to this VP hex. Now, is this VP hex occupied by at least 1 German step? Yes, it's occupied by 2 German steps, but not more than the steps. Not by more steps than the hex's VP value. Well, it's 2 steps and it's 2 VP values, so it's not more than. If there'd been 3 steps in here, we would ignore it, or more, like. So, and to which a supplied Soviet unit is proximate. Well, that is the case. These are supplied. Alright, just need to zoom out a little bit, show a bigger picture. These are supplied Soviet units, and they're already proximate to this hex, to this unit in this VP hex. Is that right? Active unit, no VP hex. Occupied by at least 1 German step, not by more steps in the hex VP value, and to which a supplied Soviet unit is proximate. Yeah. Okay, so move into qualifying hex, prefer a hex with highest VP value. Well, he's only got the one choice. And then it says all units in the destination are considered to have performed an action. Well, that's not relevant. This isn't active anyway. And I don't think it specified that had to be an active unit, did it? Active unit in all VP hex. By at least 1 German step. Yeah. And it also adds that it may end its move in dangerous round. That's not in dangerous round, but it does say it may end its move in dangerous round. Now, the other restrictions probably would come into it, however, yeah, none of them are going to apply. He's going to do this then. So I believe he's going to do this 1, 2, 3, crossing the minor river into the broken hex, 4, and then 5 into there. Right, hang on. There's a gap opened here, Grant. German movement restrictions don't cause Kharkov or that other city to become empty, right? Don't cause Soviet proximity to an empty or garrisoned German city hex. Ding, ding, ding. That is a German city hex. And it's garrisoned. And we are now breaking zone of control 1, 2, 3, 4. Proximate to a garrison hex is just adjacent to it. So it's 1, 2, 3. So he is actually breaking that restriction then. Now, it did say on the card it may end its move in dangerous round, which is would be one of the restrictions, but that's overriding it. But it's not saying it's overriding that one, because that's allowing us. I mean, it would allow us to move. Well, we're not going to be able to move right into the city because it's garrisoned, but it does say don't cause Soviet proximity to empty or garrison German city hex or map edge VP hex. So yes, I don't think he then does take that move on. Yeah. Okay, so that's not going to happen after all. We thought we were getting there, but not. So no strengthen. So step 7 is move to a hex that removes dangerous sound from another unit. No. 8, if Soviet unit proximate to empty or garrison German city hex. No. If in non-VP hex and stacked with or adjacent to other German unit. No. Place IP on unit if eligible and Soviet unit proximate. See, that's the thing. He's not. I don't think that was part of the IP placement in Ardennes, was it? There's not a Soviet unit proximate to him. This guy can't go from here to here because he's going from zone of control to zone of control. So yeah, so can't place an IP, and there's no disperse markers to remove. So we're not getting anything out of this card. So we're discarding this card. Unfortunately, we're drawing another one in its place. So, yeah. Right, well, okay, let's just do that. Okay, 48th, isn't it? 48th Panzer. Well, we took two of them out. Unfortunately, that one of them sneaked away. Deploy all core reserves. There's no core reserves from that core. Turn 3 plus it would replace 2 steps. We're not there yet. Activate all units in the core. If we don't get to that, we're getting event strategic relocation. I was done with that last card. Yeah, it was the last command. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see if we can activate this guy. Well, he can certainly build an IP, and there's Soviet units proximate, so we're going to get something here. Okay. Well, let's have a look. Right, there we go. Behind Soviet lines, no. Move to an empty garrison VPX to which Soviet units proximate. Well, I think actually we've got something there, right there, haven't we? Unless, of course, danger of surrounding situations crop up, because did I not say we had Soviet units proximate to here? This has got 6 movement. We can't get round that side. This guy's got 7 movement. So he's the best one to look at, probably. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Soviet unit proximate to this VP hex, and he could move to that. If it's a city, it may end its moving dangerous round. If starting a VP hex, must have greater VP hex. Well, it's not. Now, I think we said this was just out of range, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's 1 hex short of reaching that. So this is certainly a target. However, oops. Let's check on our restrictions, in particular danger of surround, which I'm kind of thinking he probably is. Move to enter garrison VP hex with Soviet unit proximate. Right. So if I move that guy to there, well, you know what makes me feel better is if I do it that way, then there's no unit here, so that's where he is. Though, if I have to put him back. So 7 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get 1 unit in there. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's surroundable there. So that was a nice and easy one for me. Although I just need to double check the ones that are saying no, he's not in dangerous round. I need to just take a moment to think about it. So that was only VP hex or garrison. There's a garrison city. No, we're not proximate to that though. In fact, I've not even got that on screen. It's too far up. And we said we weren't proximate to that as well. So that was the only options there. So I think we're moving on to step 3. So if in 4th Panzer Army and in Soviet artillery zone, well, he actually is. So move to hex outside zone. Okay. So he's wanting to prefer a hex not in dangerous round, so we'll try and find one for him. An empty hex, not adjacent to a German unit. There's not an awful lot there, is there? And what's the last bit? It's non-queer hex, isn't it? Non-queer hex. Okay, let me have a wee think here. Okay, I went cube daft there. I guess they're all hexes now. I've not checked for dangerous rounds yet, but there's a good chance I think all of them are going to be out of range. I will double check and triple check though. So all these hexes are non-clear hexes. Now he is actually able to get right up into the city here. So not in dangerous round. Okay, we do need to double check that one. Empty, not adjacent to German unit. None of them are that, and non-clear hex. Well, all of them are non-clear hexes. We've got some woods, some broken, and a town here, a woods, yeah, and a city there. So, and then first time during the move, he's going to leave a garrison somewhere. Oh, it's going to be the hex he's in, is it? I think so. So, which one is he going to pick out of them, assuming there's not dangerous sound issues? Well, we would tie break to the lowest number. A hex that enables another German unit to trace supply. That's not a problem. So, we tie break to the lowest hex, which tends to make me think it's going to be this one. Because the further north we go, the lower the numbers get. So that would be in the city here. Because that's 0410 hex, that's 0313 hex. Yeah. Something feeling a little strange about that, but... And I did double check, that was the first question I think I asked, was he's wanting to get out the artillery yeah, so I was just looking I remember getting Martin mentioned that as step 4, the one that caught me out. Yeah, I need to keep my mind on that one. Because you just think, get the unit out of dangerous rounds, you didn't necessarily think it's got to move to a position hex, but it clearly says that. Okay, we're not doing that one though, Grant. So I want out the artillery zone, so I mean, you know, you could technically go like that, but I did ask the question about can I move as far as my movement will allow to get me to a better option, a more preferable hex. And Tom Castle confirmed, and also John Butterfield clarified as well, or whatever you would put it. So yeah, if it's going to break down to the lowest numbered hex, it is going to be that one. So, and I very much doubt that is in dangerous round. So I'm going to take my chances here and remove all these. And yeah, there's no danger. There's no danger that can be in dangerous round. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's have a look, Grant, because you can actually get a unit to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't quite. But there's no danger of getting something. Meaning, yeah, I'm not getting up around the back there. I'm not having that one. And there's nothing on this side that can get up around the back. So yeah, I'm not having that. So he's going to move from here. Now when he moves, his first movement is into there. So the first time during the move, that unit leaves a position hex, which he's doing, not adjacent to Soviet unit, which is the case. We're placing a garrison there. Yeah, okay. Not another garrison. There's plenty of them kicking off. And there, and then he continues his move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that garrison will come off. That was a weird one I caught, which I didn't think about. I mean, I hadn't really looked at the rules. That was my own doing. But for some reason, I just assumed that as you move through a garrison, it got removed. I think that's what happened with... No, what was it? Detachments got removed when you moved in, but when you moved out again, they pop back up again. So it's kind of somewhat... Well, it's not somewhat. They're not getting removed. they don't get removed unless you end in them. And this one was, I did end my move in that garrison hex, so it does get removed. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think that's it. There was only the one unit in the core. Looked kind of nice and simple, but yeah, maybe the ones that catch you out. Okay, so that was a nice simple turn. Oh, actually, I forgot to. I'll put that card away though. That's had their impulse. While I was doing my impulse, or should I say for the for my last impulse, it was 40th that we activated, so they're not applicable to activate, not available to activate next impulse. Now, again, just to remind you that although some 3rd Tank Army units and some 69th Army units joined that battle, they don't get classes being activated because they were brought in with Assault Coordination. So. Okay, well that's it. It's only 50 minutes or so. I know it could have been a lot quicker, no doubt. But it's quite good timing because I think I'm now stuck. Can't really go on anymore. So what I'd like to do is probably upload this, have a wee review of it, and upload it. And I'm working in the morning anyway, so I'm off to my bed early in the night. And that'll maybe give some time to get some feedback if there's any out there to try and catch any errors. Yeah, not an awful lot happened yet, I suppose. Okay, right, I don't think I can do any more tonight. Not really. Okay, so I should be back and get another part done tomorrow. And yeah, I'll keep trying to push them out there. I'm just a wee bit wanting to slow it down just so I can, somebody could still come back with an error for part 1 there, and that's me done part 2, and I'm thinking, can I fix it? You don't want to let too much go by, Okay, I'll be back with the next German impulse tomorrow sometime. No, Soviet impulse. Okay, cheers.